Yeah, what is good, everybody? Today is day 4 of the Beginner's Blueprint to Success. We will be learning about highs, lows, and trends in the market today. Pretty simple shit. Before we get started, I do want to let you guys know my neighbor is getting their car towed right now. I don't know why, but the tow truck just left with that shit on, so they're gonna wake up tomorrow morning pissed off. Anyways, thought I should let you guys know that. But yeah, highs, lows, and trends in the market today. I want to make this as simple as possible. I want to go over what a high is first, what a low is first, and then we can get to trends. It's all really simple, simple shit, really, at the end of the day. Yesterday, we went over up close candles, bullish candles, and we also went over bearish candles. So that's going to transition into today. Like I said in the previous videos, everything will get balled into one, right? So we're not just learning this shit for no reason. Yesterday we learned about candles, what they are. Today we're going to learn what each candle means when they make different patterns, right? So a high is consisted of a 2 candlestick pattern. Get your guys' notebooks out if you guys don't know what a high or low is. Most of you guys should, but if you don't and you're really new, get your notebooks out, write this shit down, right? So we have a up close candle, which is going to look like this, right? And I know we went over this yesterday. And we have a down close candle right next to it. It has to be the very following candle, okay? And we have a down close candle right here. Red candle. Okay. So a high is consisted of a 2 candlestick pattern, and it's just the highest point between the two. So what is the highest point right here? It's actually going to be right here. So this is going to be the high. Or to make it better on your eyes, let me extend it a little bit, right? A high is going to have a bullish candle first and then a bearish candle, right? So it's going to look like this. Right? Here's the high up here. Up, down. Here's the high. Right? Okay? That's all the high is. It's literally all it is. Now, I know it can get confusing because when I was first learning this shit, I would be like, okay, well, what if the next candle following looks like this? Hold on. Oh my God, what am I doing? Right? Because we opened, closed, but what if it's fucking Wick Central? Oh my God, I just clicked the wrong thing. What if it's Wick Central and looks like this, right? Where is the high now? Well, what did I say? It's consisted of a 2 candlestick pattern with a bullish candle first and a bearish candle second. So the high is still going to be right here. Even though this next candle has a higher point, right? Doesn't fucking matter. It's a high is a 2 candlestick pattern consisting of a bullish candle first and then a bearish candle second. Now, let's go spot it in the market before we move on to down close candles. Right? So here's a high, blue, black, right? My blue candles represent green candles, which are up close candles, and my black candles represent red candles, which are down close candles. So, where's the high? We have a high right here. Where is another high? We have another high right here, right? Let's just zoom in. Where's the high, right? Blue, black. We have a high right here. Where's another high? See, right here, perfect example. We have a blue candle that has its wick all the way in BFE up here, but there's no black candle following it, right? So this wouldn't be the high up here. This would be the high. Okay, does that make sense? So that's all a high is consisted of just an up close candle followed by a down close. A down close candle. Now, regarding a low, well, you fucking guessed it. It's just it's the same shit, but just the opposite way. So we have a down close candle. Oh my God, I keep clicking the wrong shit. And okay, Eli. What is the next candle? Next candle is a up close candle. Or to make it easier on your eyes, right? A down candle and then an up candle. So what do we have here? we have a down candle, and then an up candle. So where's the lowest point between the two? It's going to be right here. Now, they can also look like this, where the green candle is higher than the red candle, right? Doesn't matter. This is still going to be the high, right? It's just the highest point between the two candles, and then for the low, it's the lowest point between the two candles. So a low consists of a bearish or down close candle followed by an up close candle, and then a high consists of an up close candle or bullish candle followed by a down close candle or bearish candle. That's all a high and a low is, right? We learned about candlesticks yesterday, so we shouldn't have to go over wicks again. If you guys have any questions about wicks, go back into your notes, or if you still can't figure it out, feel free to DM me, okay? So now let's go spot some lows in the market. We have a low right here. They're fucking everywhere, guys. On every single time frame, just absolutely everywhere, right? We have a low right here. Where's another low? We have a low right here. Where's another low? We have a low right here. And a low right here. Why? Because we have a black followed by a blue, even though the blue is all the way up here. It's the lowest point between the two, right? So let's get these out of the way so we can make room for more. I'll do like 2 or 3 more. Where's the low? We have a black followed by a blue. Cool. We have a black followed by a blue. Cool. We have a black followed by a blue. In this case, the blue wick is lower, but it doesn't matter. It's the lowest point between the two, right? And then again, for highs, it's the same shit. It's a blue followed by a black. It's a blue followed by a black. Doesn't matter. It can be this one too. These are all highs, right? A blue followed by a black. There's a high right here, right? So that's all it is. Okay. Now getting into trends, and sorry if I sound hella quiet. It's currently 11 o'clock, 10:45, so I'm pretty fucking tired. I'm ready to go to sleep. Now we're getting into trends. Where is my text? Whatever. Actually, no, not whatever, because I want you guys to write this down. Okay, what is a trend, and why do we need it? All right. So, what is a trend? A trend is the movement between price. Okay, so what do I mean by that? What is this, guys? What way are we moving? We're moving up, right? Oh, fuck. Oh my god, what is going on? We're moving up. So, what is this? We're in an uptrend. All right, and then the same thing going down. What way are we moving? You bet it. We are moving down. Now, how do we know when we're in an uptrend and we're in a downtrend? Because uptrends consist of a high, followed by low, followed by a higher high, followed by a higher low, followed by a higher high, followed by a higher low, right? Pretty fucking simple shit. And then, you bet it, same shit, just a different way. What does a low consist of? Or a downtrend consist of? Consists of a high up here, then a low right here, and then a lower high, and a lower low, then a lower high, and then a lower low. Pretty simple shit, right? So, if you guys need, go ahead, take a picture of this. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low for an uptrend. And then a downtrend consists of a high and a low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, and a lower low. Okay? Now, why do we want to determine what type of trend we're in? Because the trend is your friend. All right, you never want to go against the trend. You want to trade with the trend. So with that being said, if price is continuing up, why the fuck would we want to short it when price clearly wants to keep going up, right? And the same thing when we're going down. Why would we try to long John Silver this shit if price is continuously going lower and lower and lower? So the trend determines where price wants to go, and that's why we need it, right? So let me just write this down. Okay. So what is a trend? A trend is the movement between price, and why do we need it? A trend determines where price wants to go. Now, there will be some instances where price will look like this. Just do yourself a favor, do me a favor. Stay the fuck out the market when price is moving like this. This is called consolidation or accumulation, however you want to word it. It's all the same shit at the end of the day. We don't have a trend here, right? We're just going up, we're going down. We're stuck in this, what? We're stuck in this 37.5 point range, right? Where price isn't going to break out of it, right? So that is another way price moves. Price moves in three ways. It consolidates, it goes up, and it goes down. But when it's consolidating and moving sideways, we want to stay the fuck out the market. So let's go into, actually give me 1 second. Let's go into the market, right? And let's just determine trends, okay? What kind of trend are we in right here? Everything marked in red. What kind of trend are we in? Ask yourself, what kind of trend are we in? Are we in an uptrend? Are we in a downtrend? Are we consolidating? If you said anything other than consolidating, you're a fucking idiot. Okay? Because what are we stuck in? Stuck in this 45, 44 point range, right? Now, what kind of trend are we in here? Oh, you fucking bet it. We're in a fucking long John Silver trend. We're in an uptrend, right? And then same thing right here. Price is trending downwards. We're in a downtrend, right? So pretty simple shit to look at. And then here's a better example of an actual uptrend with normal shit. It doesn't just fucking shit the bed like this, right? We're constantly going up, creating high, creating a low, creating high, creating a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? Higher high. Oh, and now we just broke structure to the downside, right? And we'll get into break structure and market structure shift in the next video, and that's how you know when the trend is going to shift. However, that's all it is, right? And then here's your high. Your high gets broken above right here, break structure, and then we continue the uptrend higher, right? We have a low, we have a break structure to the downside right here, right? This candle closes beneath the low, and then we're now clearly in a downtrend, right? So that's all a trend is. That's all highs and lows are, right? So a brief overview. What is a high? A high is a 2 candlestick pattern consisting of a bullish candle first and then a bearish candle second, right? That's all it is, and it's just the highest point between the two. Now, a low is consisted of the same 2 candlestick pattern, except the bearish candle comes first and the bullish candle comes second, and then it'll be the lowest point between the two, which would be right there, okay? That's all we're learning today. I hope you guys took notes if you guys needed to. It's pretty simple shit that we're learning. So with that being said, we'll get into breakout structure and market structure shift tomorrow. Same shit, just different wording for it. Don't get overwhelmed. Your homework tonight is to spot 10 different highs, 10 different lows, and then spot 10 areas of accumulation, okay? And when the price is accumulating, I want you guys to get like visual representation of what we want to trade, right? Because when we're trading, we don't give a fuck if the market goes up or down, right? We just don't want it to do this, because what can we do in this? Like, say we enter right here, okay, cool, it goes down and it's coming back up, it goes down and comes back up. Like, we're just consolidating, right? You don't want to sit through that. Where, say we long down here, okay, cool, yeah, we get a slight retracement, but then price goes all the way up, right? Or say we short with this breaker structure and price just absolutely shits the bed, right? So we don't want to be trading in this general area. Okay guys, one last thing I wanted to go over is these time frames up here. The higher the time frame, the higher the power. Okay, so the higher the time frame, the higher the power. I want you guys to realize that. So if we are in a uptrend on, Jesus Christ, let me get rid of all this drawing. Wow, this looks like ass. All right, so if we are in a uptrend on the hourly, right, we can break structure to the downside. Look, we don't break structure to the downside here yet because we don't close beneath these lows at all, right? However, on the lower time frames, let's go over here. Look, this is what it looks like on the lower time frames, right? We have a low right here that gets broken down beneath, right? We have a low right here that actually does not get broken down beneath. I think this was only break structure on here. But this is what the lower time frames will look like, right? So even though we're in a uptrend on like the hourly chart, where the fuck did that shit just go? Right. Even though we're in an uptrend on the hourly chart or the higher time frames, right? We can be in a downtrend on the lower time frames, right? So we have to use it with context. Obviously, the farther we go into this beginner's blueprint, we will learn when and how to use it with context. Just also write that down. Just remember, guys, the higher the time frame holds, higher the power, right? So even though we might be in a downtrend on the 1 minute or the 4 minute or the 5 minute, or probably not the 15 minute for an uptrend on hourly, but you know, we can break structure on these lower time frames. You have to look at these higher time frames and determine actually where price wants to go. Okay, so like I said, even though we're in an uptrend on the hourly, if we go to the 1 minute chart, I don't even know where this shit's at. This shit's in fucking BFE. Oh, here we go. Look, this is what the 1 minute chart looks like, right? There's break of structures all over the place, right? We broke structured here, we broke structured here, we broke structured here. But overall, what is price doing? Price is trending up, right? So we do have to incorporate these higher time frames with these lower time frame trends. However, if you guys do get confused, just scale out and just look at what the fuck price is doing on the higher time frames. All right, so I just wanted to make that clear. We'll get into more like depth regarding that shit later on. However, in this video, I just want you guys to know what highs are, what lows are, and what a trend is, right? And why trends are useful. So that being said, that'll be all for today. Like I said, your guys' homework is to find 10 examples of highs, 10 examples of lows, and then 10 examples of an accumulation range, because those accumulation ranges we are going to try to stay out of, right? So that'll be it for today's video, and I will catch y'all boys tomorrow.